Today on Fresno State Focus, more on the latest mass shooting in Northern California that left 5 people dead.
And under this entryway could be the best place for a on-campus snooze.
Plus, a present you should not give this holiday season. Why pet experts say a new puppy may not be the best present under the tree. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Brittany Sosa.
And I'm Brenda Billingsley.
More information is now out about the man who killed 4 people in a string of shootings in Northern California yesterday. Kevin Neal was on bail after being charged with stabbing a neighbor. Police say he killed his wife Monday night, hiding her body underneath the floorboards of their home. The Tehama County Assistant Sheriff says they believe this was the beginning of Neal's shooting spree yesterday in the small county community of Rancho Tehama, north of Chico. Witnesses say he drove through town shooting randomly, then heading to an elementary school. When administrators had heard the shooting, they immediately put the school on lockdown. That saved lives. He couldn't get into the school. Annoyed the doors were locked, he shot the outside of the school. At least 10 were hurt, including a boy who was hit by a bullet that got into the classroom. That boy will be okay. The gunman was immediately shot and killed when police caught up to him.
3 UCLA basketball players arrested for shoplifting in China are indefinitely suspended from the basketball program. Cody Riley, LeAngelo Ball, and Jalen Hill publicly apologized this morning at a press conference and thanked President Trump for helping with their release from jail. The 3 students were detained after trying to steal high-end sunglasses from the Louis Vuitton store. President Trump told the media that he spoke directly to Chinese President Xi Jinping about the case. The players were released yesterday and got back to Los Angeles last night.
I know that this goes beyond me letting my school down, but I've let the entire country down. To President Trump and the United States government, thank you for taking the time to intervene on our behalf. We really appreciate you helping us out.
The players are no longer allowed to dress for practice, take part in practice, or travel with the team.
Being a college student can sometimes be draining. Ever feel like you need to take a power nap between classes because you don't want to go all the way home to do it? Well, come with me and I will show you what Fresno State is doing to help you get rested.
This is one of the new nap pods on campus.
I never thought oh, you can make a reservation to take a nap at school. I always figured why don't people just go home and do it?
Now that Danielle Singala works at the Information Center and books reservations for student nappers, she says she understands.
When I first used it, I felt like I was sitting in a dentist chair. That's what it reminded me of. But you can adjust the setting to how far back you want it to go, you want to sit. It has music that you can play, but I personally would just want to listen to my headphones. So.
Singala is talking about the futuristic looking nap pods in the recharge zone where students can catch 40 winks.
A nap is a great way for students to recharge their body and brains. Now, there are only 2 pods on campus at the moment, but staff says if students love the pods, they will actually think about getting more.
Eddie Dominguez says the idea started with corporations like Google, who understand the importance of relaxation and napping.
Maybe you've got an employee that is putting in significant amount of hours and they just need to get a little bit of downtime for themselves so they can continue doing that great work they do.
The same idea applies to students. The National Institutes of Health says people over the age of 18 need 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day. Most college students aren't getting that. That's where the nap pods come in.
In the point where you get started, some sounds come on that are meant to help relax you. When the timer is done, the sounds start again, and they're more of a sound that's meant to just sort of stimulate and wake you up. And the light in here changes also. It goes from it was a blue light when you're trying to get to sleep, and it's now a red light, green light coming on as you're waking up.
The design also allows you to close off a part of the pod to cover your face from any type of distractions. Vibrations on the back of the seat also give you a massage. You think students would be lining up for this.
I know during the beginning of the semester it was super busy. Right now it's kind of slowed down. I don't know exactly why.
These napping pods are available to students only, Monday through Friday. You can make a reservation in person, and you are only allowed one per day. So tell me what you think about these pods.
I think they're great. They seem really futuristic. You know, you can kind of go in there, just kind of zone yourself out, relax. I'd like to try them.
I think we should. Right
I'm
after
down.
this,
Let's
we should.
do it. Let's go. If you are looking to give the gift of a forever friend this holiday season, consider going to one of the many shelters in town. A lot of cats and dogs call the Valley Animal Center home. Each pet has a description that helps people pick the perfect animal for their new family.
Actually end up with a lot more complications potentially, not only health-wise, but energy level, mentally the dogs or even cats can be a little bit off.
This and other no-kill shelters in our area invite you to adopt. For more information on this shelter, you can visit valleyanimal.org.
Pets are a popular gift for the holidays, but adoption centers ask if you want to expand your family like this, please keep some things in mind. Ayana Shaw from the Pet Medical Center is here with Luna and some adoption advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
And who is this adorable little thing here?
This is Luna. She's about 4 to 5 months old, and she's a husky mix.
Now, did you guys adopt her from a center?
Yes, we did. So from Fresno Humane Animal Services.
Perfect. Okay, so what is the first thing that comes to mind when you guys are thinking of a first-time adoption, like somebody going in to adopt a puppy for the first time?
I would think it's way more serious than you think. I mean, it's almost like a little child. You need to definitely take care of your pet. You need, financially as well as physically, you need to be there several times a day to let your pet out, to be able to give them the vaccinations that they need. So I would just think that people need to take it kind of more seriously and not just like here's a cute thing for me to play with sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so what are some things that they need to do before they, prepping before they bring a puppy home or thinking about even doing this?
Before thinking about doing this, I would make sure that it kind of costs a lot up front. You have to have all their vaccinations. So I would think about that. And also I would get, a kennel, so a place for your pet to call home, beds, especially if they're a puppy like Luna. I would say you need toys as well. So just something to keep your pet interested.
Now, do you think that adopting a pet for the holidays for maybe a child is a smart idea? Or would you rather say maybe they should just go get a little toy or something?
It kind of depends on how old the pet is, or how old the pet is, as well as the child. So if the pet is going to be a senior pet, then maybe it's a little bit less maintenance. But if the pet is going to be a puppy like Luna, or the child is too young, then maybe I would reconsider. Just a little.
Okay, so is there anything else that you would like to say about somebody taking a puppy home for the first time?
For the first time, you definitely need patience. They're a lot of work, a lot more work than you think, and you definitely need to establish a routine with your pet. So just like you establish a routine with your kids, go to school, eat lunch, this and that, you need to do the same thing with your pet as well.
Thank you so much for being here and bringing Luna in. Thank you guys.
No problem.
We have been speaking with Ayana Shaw and her adorable puppy Luna. Thank you so much for being here today.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, take a trip back in time as we watch some thrilling medieval duels at the Renaissance Fair.
And we see how Fresno State is giving ex-convicts a second chance at education.
Plus, are we ever going to see that winter weather? Vanessa Romo shows us what to expect this coming week. All that when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Nice. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Look at these beautiful leaves here on Fresno State's campus. Hi, I'm Vanessa Romo with your weather report. I'm going to be showing you your current temperatures right now. We are seeing 70s across the board. Mariposa, Oakhurst, the high 60s, and Shaver Lake 50s right now. As for tonight's, we are seeing 50s across the board. Of course, Shaver Lake taking a major dip, the high 39s. Hopefully we should be seeing some snow pretty soon. As for your air quality, Merced, Madera, Fresno, and Tulare, all looking good. So Ayana, go ahead and take your dog for a walk because we are looking good as far as air quality. I'm going to show you your 7-day forecast. Right now we are 71, 58 are lows. Partly cloudy. For tomorrow we may see, or we are going to see some rain actually, so don't go taking your car for a car wash just yet. After the rain, we're going to see partly cloudy, high of 61, 40. Saturday and Sunday, the low 60s as well. Come Monday, we should be seeing some showers, possibly, maybe. For Thanksgiving break, we are seeing the high 60s, and it should be looking good as far as Thanksgiving break. And back to you, Brittany, at the desk.
Have you ever been to a Renaissance fair? Corey Stevens gives us a look at the grueling battles of the 16th century and how you can learn more about it.
Welcome to the 16th century version of MMA. Imagine being back in 1546, when instead of arguing with other people, you went to fight. Well, the Renaissance Fair is a place that allows you to do that, receiving pre-fight speeches to get themselves locked in. And this is no ordinary fight. They fight until there's only one man standing in the ring, which when there's so many opponents in the ring, it takes a while.
It's just a way to express a hobby and an interest and really get into the history of the time period.
Being able to portray a character and bring it to life is what keeps people coming back year after year. Their passion for the time period comes to life when they fight to see who's the best clan or guild at the fair. Just make sure you're always paying attention and watching out for any flying swords.
Every guild has something different to show you about how it was in these ancient days. And if you take the time to look at each one, talk to people, you'll go away learning an awful lot about our ancient times and why we do reenacting for people.
These reenactments are big and take every last bit of energy. In the ring, they go 5-on-5 until only one man is standing. It's entertaining and fun, unless you're the one getting hit in the head with a club or an axe.
Imagine where you went to like a wrestling match or something. It's kind of like that, or like, you know, where people just kind of face off and spar against each other. That's technically what's happening behind us. It's for our entertainment. Normally people would be drinking and having lots of fun and just like you're cheering for one person and things like that.
So whether it be going in the ring against your opponent or learning something as simple as archery, a Renaissance Fair offers numerous medieval activities for just about everyone. Corey Stevens, Fresno State Focus.
So whether you want to join a guild or a clan so you can battle your opponents in the ring, or you just want to go see what life was like in the medieval times, the Renaissance Fair has something for everyone, no matter if you are a peasant or a king.
November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. Today we have certified diabetes educator Gary Shiner here to speak with us about his must-read book, Think Like a Pancreas. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. Shiner.
Thank you for having me, Brenda.
So you yourself have had type 1 diabetes.
I was diagnosed 32 years ago, between my freshman and sophomore years of college, and this is the absolute truth. I was diagnosed in a town outside of Houston called Sugar Land. I thought that was the most ironic place to be diagnosed with diabetes.
Yeah. So what was it about a point in your life where you felt that you needed to write a book, essentially a guide for people who need diabetes management?
Well, in my practice, I work with patients all over the country, and I consistently see patients being underserved by their healthcare providers. Diabetes is very complicated to manage, and people weren't getting the answers and the help they needed. So I felt there was a need that needed to be met, so that's why I wrote the book.
And as an insulin taker and trainer, what do you think are the biggest misconceptions that people have about injecting insulin?
Well, the injecting of insulin isn't so much of an issue anymore. It's fairly easy. It's really painless to do. I think the biggest misconception I see is people feel that, well, I have a device like an insulin pump or a glucose monitor, that's going to take care of me. There's still a lot of self-management involved with this disease. People have to make lots and lots of decisions on their own behalf on a daily basis relative to their food and their physical activity, their emotions, as well as the insulin and medications that they use. And a well-educated, well-trained patient has a much better chance for success.
Your book is known for being very educational as far as the techniques and the formulas that help people live a truly healthy lifestyle. Is there any that you would like to maybe share a little bit about that people can kind of look forward to tonight for your presentation?
Well, I'm a believer in individualizing care. Everybody's needs are unique. For one, there's this common conception that people who have low blood sugar need to use 15 grams of carbohydrate to treat it, but it's different for everybody. So my book outlines how much carb a person really needs based on their body size, how low their glucose is, and a few other variables. So I think customization and individualization of care are critical. And unfortunately, people just don't get that kind of information anywhere else.
Yeah, and they will be if they pick up your book. So thank you so much for speaking with us, for sharing with us, and we hope that many people show up to your presentation today.
Oh, thanks a lot.
We've been talking with Gary Shiner, author of Think Like a Pancreas. He will also be speaking tonight at 6:30 in McLean Hall 121 if you'd like to have more information.
The Armenian genocide is one of the worst times in world history. So many families in our Central Valley have personal stories of pain and loss. Now there's a book on it. Following the life of an Armenian soldier, his daughter is the author. Forced into Genocide is the true story directly from memoirs of Adrian Alexander's father. He was an Armenian soldier in the Ottoman Turkish army. She says that she always knew that her father wanted his story to be told. Once she found his memoirs, booklets, and papers, she made it happen.
It was a very emotional journey. It was not an easy thing to do because I had no idea how much my father and his family suffered.
After 3 years of reading, organizing, and translating her father's writing, the story, she feels like her father would be proud. It sold out on Amazon 3 times. Last night when she had a book reading on campus, she announced that she will be donating one of the books to the Henry Madden Library for all Fresno State students to read.
There is a new program at Fresno State that is helping students move past their time in prison. It's a program of support, resources, and guidance that is all about second chances and helping convicts earn their college degree.
For many people who live here, behind bars, the future isn't always so certain. Many come back. But Daniel Gamis is determined to not go back. Here on the Fresno State campus, he's part of Project Rebound.
Started writing them while I was in there. Their responses were, immediate, and we were able to start paperwork and whatnot to get the application process started.
This is a program that is designed to help individuals successfully reintegrate into society by setting them up with the right resources to pursue higher education.
Every checkpoint, every red flag came up for me as far as, the obstacles of getting back in, and through the resources that Project Rebound has, at their availability, we were able to get all that taken care of.
Project Rebound made sure no obstacle was too big for Daniel and continued to move on their mission statement to help erase that stigma that follows those who have been incarcerated.
Let's dispel the myth of once one, always one. It's not true. It doesn't have to be true. I was there and now I'm here, and you can be here too.
For many, this movement will help them overcome the barriers they will face when released. But the program's hope is that it will also encourage society to give these individuals a second chance.
We are interfering with what could be a positive reintegration into the community. By rejecting and distancing, by not hiring people for jobs, we're not giving individuals who are trying to make a difference in their lives the opportunity to prove that.
Through education, the program helps establish long-lasting pro-social pathways back into society. If you have any questions or concerns about eligibility, you may contact Project Rebound at 278-2313.
Coming up in sports, the Dogs are back from Hawaii. Highlights from the Fres football team's 7th win of the season.
Plus, how one of our Fresno's favorite holiday attractions is getting prepped for the season.
And how a Fresno State alumna is breaking the barriers. All that when we come back.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Up in my head to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
It was a wet win this past weekend in Honolulu as the Dogs continue to improve, pushing their record for the season to 7-3 and keeping a one-game lead over the Aztecs in the Western Division of the Mountain West. The Dogs struggled out of the gate, being held scoreless in the first quarter, but Marcus McMarion got things rolling in the second quarter, throwing 3 of his 4 touchdowns to keep the Bulldogs ahead. The defense stepped it up in the second and third quarters, allowing the offense to score 31 unanswered points, holding the Rainbow Warriors in check. But Coach Tedford says the Dogs have a lot to work on this week.
Oh, it's just one more win, you know, and we got a lot to work on for sure. You know, when we get ahead like that we got to finish the game, and made some critical mistakes down the stretch with some holding penalties, and you know we can't allow that to happen. But it's always nice to get a win.
With back-to-back wins, the Dogs are looking to keep the momentum rolling into this weekend as they head to War Memorial Stadium to take on the Cowboys of Wyoming. The men's basketball season is officially underway after a great showing this past weekend. The Dogs came back on Monday and got off to a hot start in the first half against the Matadors of Northridge. The Dogs had 4 players scoring double digits, while Jaron Hopkins posted a double-double with a team-high 10 rebounds. Nate Grimes was a force to be reckoned with Down Under posting a team-high 5 blocks to go along with his 4 rebounds and 5 points. Junior Sam Bittner also continued to wreak havoc from behind the arc. Bittner is tied for first in the NCAA this year by shooting 100% from downtown. The Red Wave is looking to keep things rolling this weekend as they head to Arkansas to play the Razorbacks. Both teams head into the game sitting at 2-0, looking to keep a 0 in the loss column. Former Fresno State Diamond Dog just continues to wow not only himself, but everyone around him. Judge put down his final ruling on the season by stamping his place in history by receiving the American League Rookie of the Year by unanimous decision. Judge led the American League in home runs this year with 52 home runs, also knocking in 128 runs and amazing 127 walks. His 52 home runs are the most in a rookie season since Mark McGwire hit 49 in 1987. Judge still has the opportunity to take home the MVP of the American League, but he will be given a run for his money against World Series champ Jose Altuve. Judge was also selected to be on the cover of the MLB The Show 2018, saying just being in a video game is an honor, and being on the cover, I can't really describe it. Keep doing what you're doing, Judge. You're making Fresno State proud. The women's swimming and diving team competed this past weekend in the Trojan Diving Invitational, finishing in 3rd behind USC and UCLA. Sophomore diver Serena Cedillo took home 1st place in platform. She stepped out of the pool to let us know how things are going. Thanks for joining us today, Serena.
For having me.
So what made you choose to come to Fresno State, and what really got your interest going into diving?
Well, Taryn was able to recruit me because I contacted her my junior year, and the program here has everything that you need to really excel in diving, so that's why I chose to come here.
And so how do you decide each week what dive you want to do or what you want to focus on, considering there's so many variations to what you can do with your body in the air before you head in the pool?
There's a list that you can look from, and the coaches see like what dives you can do and learn every day in practice, and so she'll really help me learn all the dives that I needed to do for my list. And that's how you learn, really.
Now that you guys took home third against USC and UCLA only being first and second, they're top 25 in the nation. How is that able to move forward knowing that you guys have the ability to compete with some of the best in the nation?
It really helps us, like, with our confidence with the whole entire team, just knowing that we're able to be up there with them and, you know, give them a run for their money since they're amazing as well. But it's really great that for the whole team that we can do that and get the points for Fresno State.
And do you plan on pursuing diving after you graduate from school?
Yes, my coach back home was also talking about trials, and for 2020 for Tokyo, there aren't a lot of girls who compete towers, so he's always believed in me that I could learn and get to that level.
Well, thanks for speaking to us. Good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We've been talking with sophomore diver Serena Cedillo. Good luck on the rest of your season. And that's all for sports. Back to you, Brenda and Brittany.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner, but for those on Van Ness Avenue, Christmas is on. Work is underway as the countdown begins for Christmas Tree Lane. Do you recognize this house at the end of the street? The city of Fresno started decorating days before Halloween. Thousands of lights are enduring this home. Santa's angels, his sleigh, and his mini candy canes lanes are here too. But it's still not quite ready yet. Canes are now surrounding the trees as more lights are hung and more homes are decorated in preparation of open night. This man decorates over hundreds of homes along Christmas Tree Lane.
Oh, I'm super excited. I bring my kids down Christmas Tree Lane every Christmas Eve, so it's really cool to point out and be like, hey, we decorated that house and we did that one.
Christmas Tree Lane will be open to public December 2nd.
Break the Barriers is a place in Fresno where people of all abilities can perform, learn, and grow. It's a gym, dance studio, party place, and a supportive community. For one woman, breaking the barriers is something she does every day.
1, 2, 3, up.
It's practice night at Break the Barriers. These performers have a busy holiday schedule coming up. One of the veterans of this group is right there in that spin. This is Tara Lynch. She started dancing when she was 4.
I'm no different than anyone else. If people always ask me, like, what are my struggles being disabled, but I think that my struggles are just like what anyone else would experience throughout life.
Her friend Kyle calls her an inspiration.
She works so hard. She, even though she struggles with the things that she has, she just gives 100%. I remember as a kid, we used to watch how many steps she could take. And it was just made me feel like I could do so much more.
And more she does. She's a graphic designer, is part of the marketing team here at Breaking the Barriers, and twice a week she teaches sign language.
To give people the tools to at least start building relationships with these people, because they're no different than you and I, then mission accomplished, I feel.
Clearly, this is a proud Fresno State grad who is a woman who does whatever she wants.
I drive, I have a job, it's like their mind is blown, like, oh, we can contribute to society too. So I feel like here at Break the Barriers, I don't see people giving up.
Faire and the Barrier Breakers perform a Nutcracker production December 2nd and 3rd at the Mercedes Edwards Theater in Clovis.
Next show on Fresno State Focus, we meet with a local woman who is preparing for the Miss California pageant while battling stage 3 colon cancer.
Plus, we see how street vendors are breaking the mold for fast food dining.
Also, we learn how Fresno's Art Hop is helping local artists make a living.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.